Welcome back to the dungeon. They tell me it's Christmas time on the outside, that I'm going to be getting something real special, which means this is going to be the second or third worst Christmas I've ever had. Right up there with the arrest and the thing in Gainesville. They were cows, okay? I don't know what counts as rustling anymore. It's 2017, I think, not 1895 for the moment. As an American and as an artist, I deserve some goddamn Christmas cheer. It's a basic human right. Hearing that there was a sequel to Sin, running on the award-winning Source engine, which is weird getting in bed with the studio that nuked everything Sin stood for. I gotta find out if Blade tapped this chick, and by tapped I mean taps her frontal lobe with a fucking bullet. Sin Episode's emergence is a confluence of bad ideas. Just look at the title. The first bad idea is in the episodes part. Remember when big companies like Valve thought it would be a good idea because they spent so much fucking time making the games that they would make shorter installments that would come out, and you know, how there was the Half-Life 2, Episode 1, and then Episode 2, and then after 23 years, Half-Life 3 comes along, basically reinvents video games. It's like this. So Gordon and Alex get to the Borealis, right? Episodic gaming is a bad idea. It didn't work, and if Sin Episodes wasn't so frustrating, I would weep for it. I didn't even know this existed, so let me start her up and have a look at...
What's the world come to when everything's going the way of the gun? What's the world come to?
What's the world coming to when everything's going the way of the gun? A fucking first-person shooter is what we're coming to. This isn't Spec Ops: The Line, guys. What am I supposed to feel here? Am I playing an FPS game that's lamenting the use of guns as a problem-solving tool? Fire up the tasers and pour me some eggnog. I'm not doing this shit.
Our program to generate festive cheer must not be interrupted.
They play Christmas music when you're not here. That's how I know it's October.
Tell me, how do you expect this to end?
Oh boy, start the tits in 0.0 seconds.
He fell right into my hands.
Don't be naive, Roddick. I know this man. Trust me. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I take issue with that. Blade is not smart. He's the balls of this operation, not the brains.
We should just put a bullet in his head. Hell, I'd be happy to do it for free. Your pal and I have some unfinished business.
Your lack of vision is your greatest weakness, Roddick. You should know better than anyone that I get exactly what I want. I don't want Blade dead. I have much bigger plans for him.
Okay, I have questions, and also spoilers from the previous game, because this is fucking hell. Who is Roddick? What is his history with Blade? Why is he working with Alexis Sinclair? How is Alexis back from the teleport thing? How did Blade get captured again? Why does Alexis want to experiment on him again and try to turn him into a mutant super soldier? Because she did that in the last game in a part I didn't show. I thought it was a cool little twist in the gameplay that people would be able to find themselves when they played it. And why isn't Blade talking? Is he gagged? Is it that kind of party?
Damn, Blade, how long are you just gonna wait around? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. We just need to... My God, what did they inject you with? We've gotta get you out of here.
It's probably U4, that drug from the last game. Is this a reboot? What the fuck is going on? We're escaping through this hallway, and this kind of reminds me of the layout of that mission from the first game, except in reverse.
Blade, you're awake. Whoa, take it easy there. Meds should be kicking in soon. Ought to take some of the edge off. Well, the good news is the operation was worth it. We've got a tracker on Roddick. Good thing, too. He's the only one who knows what they shot you up with. We've got to find him. Before it's too late. Blade, you alright? Blade. Blade!
Oh, Blade. You think I'm such a naughty, naughty girl. Such a microcosmic view. I'm a visionary.
Can I even show this on
Blade.
YouTube? This looks like a fucking
I
Dead or
will
Alive
change
game.
the world.
Syntax checkpoint.
Wait, what?
Be able to keep it
They have
together.
checkpoints?
You go past
Do they own the whole city? Would they not be able to easily spot the 6-foot dreadlock sunglass-wearing sentient meat slab in a bright blue hardcore uniform that just escaped from one of their research labs and also killed hundreds of their coworkers in the last game? What the fuck?
You're a little out of your jurisdiction. Where's your documentation?
What do you mean, documentation? Screw you, cowboy. We're on assignment.
Destination?
I don't think that's any of your business.
This is a Syntech-controlled sector. Everything is our business. Now, what is your destination?
South corner of fuck and you.
So not only did this powerful conglomerate take over entire parts of the city, you can just drive through their checkpoints without any consequences, except more flashbacks. I shouldn't call them flashbacks, because they don't flash back to anything, because then they would have to tell you something about the story.
Listen, Blade, I called in a couple of favors. There's a guy in there, Garrison. He'll find us a way into the U4 lab. You can trust him.
So are we dealing with U4? Okay, also, bitch, can we find out what they drugged me with? Also, who are you? Jessica?
I know what you guys are up to, and you're both out of your minds.
Finally, a friendly face that I recognize. Fuck you, JC.
You got it.
What's it to you, JC? We went through a lot to get that tracker planted.
They, as in Jessica here, a character we've never seen before, planted a tracker on Roddick, a character we've never seen before, during an event that we don't see at any time during this game.
They shot Blade up with something.
Right, that is exactly why you need to bring him back to HQ now.
JC is talking sense, and also nothing like he was before. Why isn't John telling JC to shut the fuck up so he can go in and kick some ass like old times? Well, you see, kids, John doesn't talk in this game. He does sometimes, like once in a while when you have to communicate over the comm or whatever.
Come in, Jessica.
But he's mute for the rest of it, which is almost as bad a decision as making the game episodic, but slightly better than fucking a porcupine. So for those of you who are fans of the game Sin, who might want to play a sequel to that game, here you go. A mute protagonist instead of the one-liner tossing badass from before, a bunch of characters we've never heard of doing things off camera, everything you did in the previous game to cripple Syntax operations, you know, like shutting down all their mutant and robotics factories, it means nothing. You're welcome. The only one who hasn't changed is Alexis. Added polygons have actually been good to her.
CV11. Your eggnog is ready.
Oh boy.
Drink it, bitch.
Hey, thank you. That's, Oh yeah, right there. That's just a hint of sriracha. Fuck you both. You ruined Christmas. Hey, Sin Episodes, you do eventually plan to have shooting in your shooting game?
Okay, Blade.
Fuck.
Let's check
Ow.
the comm channels and I'll...
Okay, we get out of the car, and you have these guys talking.
Ain't any of my business. Lenny and Carl. Both of them just gone, man.
Would you really want to stay in this shithole?
If you're trying for a more serious tone, Sin Episodes, don't just drop Simpsons references in. Just a thought. I mean, Blade doesn't talk anymore, and JC doesn't make bad jokes anymore, and everything is dark and gritty, so this is not really what Sin is. Maybe you wanted Sin to be this, but it never was. So you walk around to meet this guy, Garrison, whoever he is.
I'm a businessman, Blade, despite my reputation. I may not be a shining example of Freeport citizenry, but I always try to maintain some sense of decency. What that man's doing, well, let's just say for the moment, you and I, our goals coincide.
I don't know what Roddick's doing.
I'll give him to you.
Wait a minute.
I'll give him to you.
We went through a lot to get that tracker planted.
Roddick's base of operations, as you no doubt have heard, sprawls like a parasite throughout the innards of that derelict tanker.
I swear, I'll tell you guys all about the gameplay once I find some.
You hear that? Martin, that bastard set us up. Go, Blade. I'll find my own.
Oh boy, now we're unarmed and being chased through sewers. Just what I always wanted my Sin game to be.
Over here, come on! We've been set up, Blade. Roddick's got the entire place surrounded. Here. I wish I had some ammo for it.
It does look like the pistol from Sin. That gives me some hope. Okay, let's break the glass and then go to this, health station. It's just like a health station from Half-Life, except fuck you. See, the health stations in Sin Episodes use this blue health gas that slowly recharges your health. Forget about armor. Remember the armor system in the last game? Forget it. It's gone. No armor, and boy will you miss that later in the game. Sometimes these health stations don't have a blue gas canister in them, so you have to find one and put it in, because why find much needed health once when you can find it twice? And when one of these health stations runs dry, you can't take that canister out and replace it, I don't think. I wasn't able to find a way to do that, so what options do you have? Well, you can get one of these canisters and shoot it, and it leaks health onto you, so just fucking stand there, I guess. No reason to have instant health pickups like in the last game to not waste the player's fucking time. Sometimes your enemies drop piddly shit little 10 health pickups. That'll last you about 2 seconds in combat, good luck. But look, you can use the faucets. or like half the faucets, and you could use the paper towel dispensers, and you could click things on computers.
We have changed the recipe.
Yeah, fuck you. So you're going about your business shooting guys, and it's pretty standard. I mean, headshots work. Everybody does that early ragdoll thing. It's not bad at first, but it gets boring pretty fast, and the majority of this game is shooting the exact same mooks over and over again. More so than the original game, where the mooks occasionally looked different and had a few different weapons. You get a couple of mini-boss fights like this one. This one is against a charging bullet sponge because time is a flat circle. The mooks have the same weapons you do for most of the part, and there are only 3, and they're fucking bland. The first is the pistol. Secondary fire is like a mini railgun. It's not bad. The second is a shotgun, which isn't a terrible weapon. Secondary fire is like bouncy flak, but it doesn't hold a candle to the shotgun from the first game. The third is a submachine gun that is basically the one from Half-Life 2. It's functionally identical. Primary is bullets, secondary is grenades. I'd have to compare them side by side to be sure, but they're really similar. And that's it. No rocket launchers, no heavy machine guns, no cool energy weapons. I know it's only the first episode, but the worst thing you could do to a game like Sin is to make it bland. But that's what they did. It's so fucking average, it pisses me off more than a game that's just bad, because what came before it, as cheesy and stupid as it was, had me invested because it had a soul, it had personality. Now it has the Source engine and LOL physics, and now it's a gritty, serious, painfully linear, misbegotten Half-Life 2 mod. It's a pretty well-produced Half-Life 2 mod, but it's not fucking Sin. You go through another U4 plant, like in the first game, except this time alarms don't matter and there's no objectives except point A to point B, but it's also a giant shipwreck with Roddick on it, and you find him, and I don't care because the game doesn't let me kill him, and his soul patch is stupid, and he talks at me about how he wants power.
This is the future. I've seen what this can do, Blade. I've witnessed the raw power of it.
And how you got injected with some mysterious chemical that is definitely not U4, but don't worry about that because there are literally no fucking side effects during this entire episode. Nothing happens, and that's going to be important later. Once you find Roddick, you gotta get off his ship without killing him, and then Jessica comes back and picks you up. Let's talk about Jessica. You saw that stuff in the intro, right? Well, that's it about her. Except because this is Sin, I guess, she's dressed like this, as you do in combat situations. She stands in for Alex Vance for a little while, except if you stare at her tits, she says things.
Want a digital image? It'll last a lot longer. Huh, I thought Alexis was more your type, Blade. Yeah, I got it going on, but let's stick to business, okay?
They took the time to program location-based sexual leering, but an armor system? Nah, again, this is one of those problems with the tone. When it was 1998 and everything was wacky and crazy, this shit would fly, but now you've got the only 2 female characters in your game and they're basically sex objects. You know what would rectify this? If Jessica wasn't dressed like a dystopian stripper cop. And also if Blade wasn't fucking mute now. There could be dialogue, conversations, character building. Maybe Blade respects her as an officer, even if she is a rookie. But we can't do that because there's only 2 things in this game that can't be flat. So reading up on this, I found out that there's a dynamic difficulty system. Explained by the developers, it works like this.
There are multiple advisors watching specific play parameters and making recommendations on how to change the game. Each advisor can recommend a variety of changes to make the game easier or harder if need be.
And I guess I was just kicking too much ass, or maybe the advisors could tell how fucking much I hated playing this, because after Jessica drives you into the Syntech Tower, the game decided it was time to really fuck me over. Starts off well enough, but then you get introduced to the Syntech super soldiers who carry miniguns that you can't have. You can't have them because they don't drop them, because they just explode when you kill them for reasons. I understand that the latter part of your game needs to be difficult, but fuck me on a bed of nails. This gets way too hard. At least it did for me. You think I'm fucking with you? You think I just need to get good? Oh, okay. It's a little heavy on the nutmeg.
Reminder, PTS reports must include cover sheets.
Oh, I get it.
Displays of individual flair will not be tolerated in cubicle.
Yeah, I get it. You saw Office Space. Anyway, enemies tend to either drop from the ceiling or spawn out of absolutely fucking nowhere. This game gets frustrating as hell when it puts you in tight spaces and throws waves of guys at you, seemingly endlessly. And at some point you think, that's enough minigun wielding bullet sponges. But you would be wrong because it's never enough. And I guess if you kill them the way you're supposed to, the game is just gonna send more. These are the toughest enemies in the fucking game, and I probably had to kill fucking 50 of them. So you're ascending this tower, right? And Jessica went off to disable security systems and get captured because she's fucking shit at her job.
Boss, I lost the data stream. I think something's going on.
Way to hack into the security cameras, JC. I'm kicking your ass when I get back. You think we're done with the minigunners? Because the game sure as shit isn't. Just fucking look at this. I'm on a narrow ledge where I can't possibly avoid any gunfire. And then the game spawns not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but fucking 5 of them in a conga line of unavoidable death. Your auto-adjusting difficulty either wasn't ready for me to be this good at your game or wasn't ready for me to be this bad at your game. And I can't tell, and just... So I have the shotgun here, right? And I don't have enough ammo for anything else, and I gotta hit them at least 3 times. And I have 6 shells in the magazine, so even if I take out 2 of them, when I'm reloading, the other one is gonna kill me. This is not cool, guys. This is 110% dickish. Roddick shows up in his helicopter, and he's got Jessica because she sucks. And he talks about power and shit, and about how the thing you got injected with is bad, and then he injects her with it.
I hope you're prepared for the consequences of your actions, Blade. I hope you're prepared to pay the price.
Except you're fine. You know, you feel good enough to shoot up a fucking skyscraper. I guess not good enough to talk. But she's on the verge of death.
It's too late for me. Get Roddick. You can't let him get away.
Alas, poor Jessica, you had no character. But maybe you'll have some interesting dialogue if I stare at your tits while you're dying. Nope. Finally, you get to the top of the building where you fight this fucker again. He's a pushover. And then you fight Roddick's helicopter and the game ends. And I have no idea what my history with Roddick is or why he hates me, but he's dead now. Maybe I'll find out in Sin Episodes 2, which never came out because this game is boring and stupid, and if you wanted to bring fans of your previous game back, making this one completely different isn't the best idea, and if you want to bring new players in, you should make it not just a fucking Half-Life 2 mod with titties. Okay, guys, I'm ready. Thank you both for this. I'm gonna sit here with you guys and have a drink.
Merry Christmas, CV-11.
God bless us, everyone.
And I wanted to wish everyone out there a happy, safe, and merry...